Hi. I've been asked by a few people to do a sun salute practice that you can do when you're pregnant, because when you're in, say, the second trimester or further on in your pregnancy, you've got a bit of energy, you want to keep up your practice. It's sometimes hard to know what you can do that's safe, and that there's so many relaxing, restorative practices you can do, but essentially most of the more challenging and more energizing practices are absolutely fine to do. It's just you need to obviously avoid lying on your bump, and your bump can just kind of get in the way a little bit. So just get set up here. You can come onto all fours and we'll start there. And just really enjoy moving, essentially, getting back into your breath, moving and connecting with your body is the most important thing. So on your inhale, just draw your chest forward and feel that little bit of stretch around your belly. And then exhale, draw your belly up, lift your baby up towards your spine. And then inhale, relax and stretch out. It's good as well to do a little bit of core strengthening, so a little bit of plank and some strengthening work. Keep going with this as I talk, because it'll help you maintain your strength, not just for the pregnancy and birth, but for afterwards as well, that you can really connect back with the strength and the support in your back and your body, and help your back and hips to be more comfortable after you've had your baby as well. Inhaling, draw your chest forward. One more of these. And then exhale back to child's pose with the knees quite wide apart. So you're sinking back, stretch your arms out, let your forehead come down. Inhaling, tip forward, and then just bring your knees in a little bit, and then stretch and feel your belly stretch. Just tip your hips forward, lift the heart, and then go back. We'll just do a few of these. So tuck your toes this time and push back and stretch your toes so you start to wake up the feet. Inhaling, coming forward, lift your belly a bit and then drop the hips so you feel a bit of a stretch. And then exhale, push back into the toes, squeezing back into the feet. Inhale, and now come up onto your fingertips. Do the same thing on the fingertips, so just strengthening the hands, draw the chest forward. And then downward dog, so push down onto the hands, lift the knees, stretch back. So bend one knee and straighten your other leg, and just have a stretch and a feeling of lengthening through that leg, through that hip. Bend the other knee, stretch that leg, extending, squeezing back. Couple more of these. So you can feel your bent knee kind of pushing up against your baby, just making that contact. Squeeze back. Inhale, bend and straighten the other side. And then come forward into plank pose. So you'll need to lift your tummy, slide your heels back, lift your belly, reach your chest forward. Lower your knees down, go back towards child, keep the toes tucked. And then we're going to go into, we'll be practicing a sun salute. So this is how you kind of avoid lying on your tummy, but you can still get your cobra. Lower down like we just did. Bend your elbows and put your pubic bone on the ground so you're in cobra. And then inhale up. You might feel your baby is sort of pressing on the ground there a little bit. As long as that's comfortable, it's perfectly safe. Squeeze back. And then reach your right leg up and have a big stretch here. Extend and stretch the right leg. And then step the right foot outside the right hand. Bring the left knee down. Raising your arms, so push down in your right foot. Raise your arms on the inhale, lifting up, stretching out. And then exhale, lowering your hands down, so there's lots of space for baby. Lift your back knee, look forward, inhale. Step back to plank pose, so quite strong there in the hips and the belly. Inhale here. Exhale, knees down, go back to child's pose with the toes touched, squeezing back. Inhaling, coming up. And then downward facing dog, exhaling, going back. Lifting the left leg up, stretching up, deep breath in. And then step the left foot outside the left hand. Lower your back knee down. Come up onto the front foot, raise both arms, inhaling. And then exhaling, lowering your hands. Go back into plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, lower your knees and just have a little rest and see how you're feeling there in child's pose, sinking down. So just a little note on this. When you're, let's say after about 30 weeks, you don't want to do too many positions with your bum up in the air. So like downward dog, it's safe, it's fine, but it's not that good for fetal positioning, because what you're wanting to do is positions like squatting and stuff, which actually encourage your baby's head to descend and for your baby to start to engage. So obviously bum up in the air in downward dog can pull the weight of the baby back upwards into the body. So what you can do is, if you can do all the same stuff we're doing here. We're going to continue on. But as you go on into your pregnancy, instead of going up into dog right up, you keep quite low, so it's good for strengthening the legs. You keep the knees quite bent, or instead of doing downward dog, you just do child's pose. And also, when you're coming forward, that you might find that there's not enough room, your bump is just too big, and then you don't put your pubic bone down, but you just stretch as far as you feel able to there. So you just accommodate and do the odd child's pose instead of downward dog if you're over 30 weeks. So let's come do a few sun salutes. So just walk your feet up to your hands. Bring your hands to your legs. Draw your chest forward, your bum out. Inhale. And then exhale, draw your belly towards your thighs. Keep the knees quite nicely bent. And then come to chair pose. So walk the feet in a little bit more. Bend the knees, raise the arms forward so you're sticking your bum out. Draw your chest forward. And then up to standing. Bring your hands down to your heart. We'll take a few sun salutes. So inhale, raise the arms. Inhale, bend the knees, diving down, exhaling. Keep the knees nicely bent and a little bit wide apart. Come halfway up. So come really halfway, draw the chest forward. Step the right foot back, down the mat. Exhale, right knee down. And then lift your back knee again and raise your left arm, and see if you can move the left foot a bit and get a big stretch here, opening up, deep breath. And then bring your hand to your knee. Inhale, reach the chest forward, the knee forward, and then pull your leg back and squeeze, lift the toes, get a bit of a hamstring stretch here. Exhale, bend your knee, inhale, draw your chest forward. Exhale, lower your back knee down. Raise both arms, inhaling. And then exhaling, hands down to the ground. Step back to plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, knees down. Go back to puppy dog, toes tucked. Squeeze back. Inhale, come up. And lower down, trying to get the pubic bone, if you can, to the ground. Elbows bending by your sides. Push back up. Go back into downward dog or child's pose. Exhale. Bend the knees. Inhale. And then step your feet up outside your hands. So step up. I'll turn this way so you can see. So step your feet up. And then deep squat. Bend your knees. Squeeze down. Bring the elbows inside the knees and squeeze as low as you can there. Deep breath in. Raise the heart. A little bounce if you want to. Exhaling, squeezing so the knees are really wide, feet are really wide. Deep breath here. And then diving down over the legs again, folding down, hanging over your legs. Half Uttanasana, deep breath in. And then feet a bit closer together, bend the knees, come up through chair pose. Inhale. And then up to standing, exhaling. Back at the beginning. Let's keep going. Inhaling, raising your arms up. Exhaling, diving down, all the way down, coming halfway up. Inhale. Step the left foot back, really far down the mat. Exhaling, lower your knee down. Take a breath. Inhale. And then lift your back knee and raise your right arm. Walk your right foot out a bit and get a big reach, a big stretch, really strengthening. Deep breath in here. And then bring your hand to your knee and then pull back and get a little hamstring or a big hamstring stretch. Lift the toes, stretching back. Bend your knee, squeezing forward. And then pulling back, drawing your hips back, exhaling. One more there. Inhale. And then come onto the hands, step back into plank pose. Exhale. Inhale in plank. Lower knees down. Go back to puppy dog, toes tucked, squeezing the hips back. Inhaling, coming up. Getting ready to lower towards your cobra, elbows bent, pubic bone down. Pushing up, inhale. Tuck the toes, downward dog or child's pose, exhale. Step the left foot, then the right foot outside the hands again. Coming down into your squat, squeezing down. And a little bit more here, so squatting down, sinking down. See if you can rock, so fingertips, and see if you can rock on your feet. Really good to get lots of hydration, lots of movement in the hips here. Squatting down, squeezing, twisting there. And then bring one hand in front of your leg. Lean onto that side, lifting the heel on that side. And then stretch and twist and open up the chest. And then bring the other hand down, lift the heel on that side. Bring the hand down, raise your other arm and twist. And then bring your hands down. See if you can bring your hands back and sit down on your bum here. Stretch your right leg out. Bring your left arm inside your left knee and then twisting, opening up the chest, turning, looking over past your hand that's waving. Deep breath here. And then slide the left knee in. Bring the left arm inside the knee. Lift your chest, turn and look over your shoulder. Deep breath in here, twisting. And then bring both feet in. And from here, just bring your legs behind you, back onto all fours. Inhaling, chest open in cow pose. Exhaling, cat pose, rounding your back. Inhaling, heart opening. And again, child's pose, knees really wide, sinking down, sinking back. Inhaling, coming up. Tucking your toes under, sitting back on your toes, so you're giving them a good squeeze. Sit back on your toes, and then raise your arms and really feel that intensity. Sink into the intensity, it's all good. Hold one wrist. Pull your wrist up really tall, really nice lift in that side body. And release on the other side, lifting up, stretching up there, deep breath. And exhaling, bring your hands behind your back, interlacing your fingers behind your back. Stay on your toes, keep squeezing out, getting better at really breathing through intensity, squeezing the arms back, deep breath. And then sitting down onto your toes. So point your toes, sitting on your heels here. And again, I keep turning so you can see what I'm doing from the front. So just sitting, stay where you are, sitting on your heels. And then sit your bum to the one side. So actually, to go to the left, so go opposite to me. Sit your bum to the left. And then bring your right hand down so you start to feel quite a big side stretch. This will help to open out the diaphragm and the lungs. If you can't touch the ground, just hold on to your ankle there on that side. And then bring your left arm up so you're reaching. So if your hips are on the ground, you're lifting that arm up. So you get all the way from the hips on the ground up through the side waist, really long. Deep breath there. And then sweep your arm forward and bring your hand around. Go right behind you, bring your hand right behind you, twisting, looking over your opposite shoulder. Get a big stretch around your belly. And then coming back. And we'll go to the other side, so lift up. Sit your bum to the other side, so you're sitting on your right hip. Hold onto your ankle or bring your hand to the ground. Raise the right arm up. And see if you can extend over, reaching over, big stretch there. Feel the whole side of the body extending, getting longer, a little bit further. Feel that intensity, breathing into it. And then inhaling up and bring your hand around behind you, the hand that was in the air. Bring it behind you, other hand on your knee. Taking a nice big twist through the chest. Look over your opposite shoulder, so a counter twist in the neck. Deep breath there. And then slowly coming back. And just swing one leg around in front of you so you're ending up with crossed legs. you can grab a cushion or a blanket or something to sit on there. So you just sit up cross-legged. Bring your hands to your baby. And spend a few moments here just really tuning into your body after those movements, focusing on the breath, and just feel a little bit of pelvic floor work here now. So just simply on the inhale, just very lightly, very gently lift the muscles around the pelvic floor, the genitals, the anus, the perineum. And then exhaling, relax the pelvic floor, really soften it down. Inhaling, lifting, gently lifting up. And then exhaling, relaxing, softening, releasing down. A couple more breaths there, lifting up on the inhale. And try and relax down. As you relax down this time, open around the whole pelvic floor area. Feel like you're opening. And then keep that opening as you inhale. So now you're not tensing the pelvic floor or tightening. You're keeping it open, and you just inhale up through the floor of your body as if you can actually breathe up into the floor of the body. And then exhale, relax your pelvic floor, relax your muscles, let everything soften and open. And you'll feel this as a sort of an expanding, as if you're breathing in the floor of your body, so lifting the breath in and up from underneath you. And then breathing out of the floor of the body, using your imagination, just breathing out, breathing down. A few more breaths like this. Really practicing feeling down as far as your pelvic floor, bringing your attention deep down into the pelvic floor, feeling this very sensitive, often compromised at the moment, area of the body that is supporting you. And the more you feel steady and stable in the floor of your body, the more you'll feel mentally and emotionally stable and calm as well. It's all connected. So a few more breaths there. And then just feeling your baby. Bring your attention to your baby, feeling this little life, this company on board. And tune into your baby now, letting the back of the neck open up, letting your chin drop in. Bring your attention down to your baby, to yourself and your baby, meeting, connecting. On this journey together, you and your baby on this journey that started at conception, going through your pregnancy together. And birth is just one part of this journey together, becoming a mother. For the first or maybe subsequent times, always the first time for this baby, their mother. Meeting your baby in this moment, making that connection. So mind yourself and take care. Namaste.